Well, let's just say it's subjective. I mean, that's not a controversial statement by any means, but some way or another, some people seem to be convinced that there's some sort of objectivity to things. It's true that, there's a general consensus for some types of media. For example, most people are probably going to agree with you that Red Dead Redemption is a good game. To the point where even if you say it's not good, they're gonna start insulting you. But there's also media that has mixed opinions, like something like Genshin Impact. I mean, tons of people hate on the game, but there's also tons of people that spend like thousands of hours playing it, spend money on it, and you know what I mean. And then there's this third kind of media, the type of media that's almost universally hated. Sticking to themes of games, you could say something like T-Cole is hated by almost everyone, to the point where, if you say you like it, they'll throw you up on a stake and burn you. That case in particular makes sense since, it kind of has incest in it, but for some reason Hazbin is also in that category. And, I mean, that's just kind of absurd to me. So, why exactly is Hazbin and T-Cole considered to the general audience to be on the same level? Well, my answer to you is simple. Has-been haters are all just sheep. They just mindlessly follow what other people say. They never think for themselves. And for those who think, oh no, Has-been has plenty of flaws, let me just start naming them for you. Watch. Just watch as I pick apart each and every one of them until you're left wondering what the hell your argument even was in the first place. So, let's get into it, shall we? The complaint people like to make the most, and by that I mean over and over and over and over, you get the point. Well, that complaint would be none other than that this show has too much swearing. I mean, that's not an unreasonable statement. These characters do swear, a lot. But I would like you to consider one small detail. They are literally demons. I think this is pretty obvious, but demons and humans do not comply to the same social standards. To me, the excessive swearing is just strong characterization and emphasis on the idea that, number one, these guys, yes, they are demons. And two, concerning your social standards, they don't give a flying fuck. The whole art style comments are honestly hilarious to me. You all complain about how much you want 2D animation to come back and how much you hate all the modern 3D animation tropes like the Pixar bean mouth. And then when finally a show comes out with not just 2D animation but incredibly unique style, suddenly you're all talking about how bad the art is, completely going back against what you just said. That's the part that made me realize, yep, these people really are sheep. They just jump on the hate train and have no clue what the hell they're talking about. The characters' designs are another popular complaint as well, which is even more strange to me. Once again, always crying about same face syndrome and how every character looks the same, but then some show comes out and dares to break out of that box, and now, oh no, it sucks, whatever. In this show, every character looks completely different. You have a buff, broad character like Valentino, someone skinnier like Angel Dust, a furry character like Husk, and even a snake. A fucking snake. And yet, all these characters look the same. Yeah, I call bullshit. As for the comment that she's twinkifying her characters, I always find it incredibly homophobic and repulsing. I'm sorry you guys can't deal with any male character who isn't super strong and buff, but Busy Pop stands for a variety of body types, including more feminine men. I am not a member of the LGBTQIA plus community, but if I was, I'd be absolutely disgusted by the comments people are making concerning any male character who's even slightly too feminine. Even besides the character designs, people still manage to complain about the personality and writing of the characters. These are very real personalities that very real people have, so insulting them feels a little mean to anyone who actually had the rare opportunity to see themselves in a character, which, once again, a lot of people aren't able to do in any shows, since Hazbin is one of the few who dares to represent a variety of people. I also want to go more specific with one character in particular that tends to get in a lot of criticism when it honestly should be the opposite, and that character is Angel Dust. The reason I find complaints about him to be so revolting is because he's literally been abused. Angel Dust gives such a good representation of a victim who feels real. He's not some perfect person who was entirely able to get over his abuse. His abuse still affects him in his decisions. And I'm sorry that you're used to seeing these one-dimensional abuse victims who all heal in some perfect, fine way. But Angel Dust is here to show you that not all real abuse victims are like that. Let's talk about the complaints concerning the creator herself. The creative mastermind behind Haluva Boss and Hazbin Hotel is none other than Visipop, and she just so happens to be quite the controversial figure in the online world. The main criticism people like to throw around is, I think one time she said that Valentino was based off herself. And if you aren't aware of the Hazbin lore, then Valentino is kind of an abuser of Angel Dust. But I think some people are kind of just jumping to the conclusion that Busy Pop is saying, "Oh, I'm an abuser, and I did all this, and now Valentino's doing the same thing I did." When what she obviously means is that she's just taking certain parts of her personality, maybe she's a little stubborn or something like that, and then she's just, applying it to her character. Which is, if you actually knew anything about media, you would realize that's a pretty common thing to do. Like that's not some rare, super, like people applying themselves to villains, that doesn't mean they agree with everything they did. Obviously she doesn't, or else she wouldn't depict them as a villain in the show. That's not very that hard to, see. And by the way, I guess I should just mention this. There's this thing called slander, which is actually illegal. So by saying that Vizzy Pop is like a rapist or whatever, you're literally slandering her and also literally breaking the law. So there you have it. Every single one of your poor little arguments have successfully been torn apart limb by limb and tackled to the ground. Honestly, it's almost sad. I mean, really. But anyways, if you want more content like this, I would highly recommend subscribing to this channel. It's a little different than, what I usually do, but I'm feeling pretty good about it. Yeah, this is probably the kind of content I want to move towards more, more commentary and stuff. I mean, just any kind of support really helps me a lot. So, thank you so much for watching this video, and if you're one of those Hazbin haters, feel free to go comment down below about all your complaints and how, just because you defeated me in the argument doesn't mean anything. Yeah. You're really helping me more than the fans, actually, by giving me all that, attention. But whatever. Guess that's it. See you.